Stars of Titanic. Back in a moment. Stay with us. At age 17, filmmaker Paul Thomas Anderson made a mock documentary about the life of a porn film star. 10 years and $15 million later, Anderson's project has become Boogie Nights.
Hey, did you ever see that movie Star Wars?
Oh, about 4 times.
People tell me I look like Han Solo.
Really?
What do you bench?
You tell first.
I asked you first.
Same time.
Cool.
Are you ready?
Ready?
1, 2, 3. You didn't say anything.
Boogie Nights is being compared to films by Martin Scorsese, Robert Altman, and Quentin Tarantino, and was called the most seductive cautionary tale ever made by The New Yorker. Joining me now, filmmaker Paul Thomas Anderson, and I am pleased to have him here to talk about this film and an extraordinary attention being devoted to an independent film. Welcome.
Thank you.
To have you here. Why 10 years between the time that you made that little documentary, which was about 30 minutes, as I remember,
yeah,
and this completion?
You know, I don't know. I just I kept playing with it, you know, and I wrote it after doing the short film. I wrote it as a full-length sort of documentary, taking that kind of Spinal Tap approach, you know. But by the time I sort of finished that, that format had kind of been worn out and done many times, and I kind of realized I was really just sort of blatantly ripping off this Spinal Tap thing, and I got to sort of find a new way to do this. And in the meantime, I'd written my first movie, which is called Heart 8, and then just kind of...
It was finally called Heart 8.
It was finally called Heart 8. Thank you. Wink.
Those of us who love it called it Sydney.
That's right. Thank you. God, it's good to be here. I feel comfortable. You know, and I don't know, somewhere in 10 years, 2 hours was added, you know, on top of the half hour.
Yeah.
And I just kind of figured, well, the way to do this is just kind of go nuts and just make it straight narrative, but really kind of just start writing, and wrote 300 pages of stuff, and eventually had a shooting script of 186 pages.
Casting.
Yeah. The best part. Casting and writing are kind of the same thing to me, you know, because I write parts for actors that are my friends, or actors that I don't know that I really want to work with, like Julianne Moore is someone whose work I just loved, you know, and I wrote this part for her, but I didn't know her. But it was great to give it to her and say, this is for you, you know, and she said yes. And John Riley and Phil Hoffman and Philip Baker Hall and Bob Ridgely, a lot of the actors in the movie are real good friends of mine, and it's great to write parts for them, because you know, they're my friends, and I watch them kind of suffer in Hollywood, you know, not being able to play parts that they should, you know. If they're good at playing the white trash hillbilly, they get the white trash hillbilly parts, you know, forever. And I can go to them and say, so what kind of part do you want to play, you know? And say, well, I want to do something other than the stuff they're offering me, you know. So it's nice to do that, you know.
What about the lead?
Marky?
Yeah. Not the first choice.
No, he wasn't. Well, he is now.
No, of course he is. You'd like to look back and
That's
say,
right.
I knew this all along.
All along. Yeah.
I knew this. I wrote it for him. I knew he'd own the part.
That's right. I knew all this would happen for him.
He's an interesting guy. He came by and we did a conversation. He's a very interesting guy.
He's smart and smooth and
not at all like you imagine.
No.
Because of all
that stuff there before, you know. And it was funny, because when I sat down with him, well, he wasn't the first choice. I had thought of him a couple times, because I'd liked him in the Basketball Diaries, and the first choice was Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo eventually decided to do the Titanic, and so I went to Mark, you know, and sat down with him.
But did Leonardo recommend Mark?
He did, actually. I mean, I had Mark in the back of my head. My casting director was really saying, Mark, he's great, you know, and my producer was saying, Mark's great, and Leo said, meet Mark, you know. Not that I had to be convinced, but I actually really wanted Leo, you know, and Leo said, I'm going to do the Titanic, meet Mark. So I sat down with Mark, and he talked about this early stuff. It was kind of funny, because we sat down, and I said, so, you know, have you read the script? And he said, well, to be honest, I've only read 30 pages. And I thought, who is this jerk, you know, hotshot guy who's only read 30 pages, and he said, listen, I love these 30 pages, and I know I'm going to love the rest of it, but I just want to make sure before I really fall in love with this and want to do it, I want to make sure you don't want me because I'm the guy who will get in his underwear, you know. Because, you know, people were offering him stuff like that, like come rap in a movie, come be the underwear guy in a movie, you know. And I said, I don't know anything about that. I want you because I saw you in the Basketball Diaries, you know, and I want to hear what you have to say about this script.
You saw some acting ability in the Basketball Diaries.
Yeah, he was great, you know. Nothing against Leo, but he stole the movie from Leo, you know. He was so great.
Then why didn't you go to him first?
Yeah, I know.
I might ask.
I just can't. I don't know. Stuck on the big star, you know. He's not, you know, unlike most of the other actors in the movie, he's not a trained actor, you know. It's just this thing of talent. It's just this raw, big ball, glowing ball of talent, and his instincts are always
Does
great.
that present a different challenge than it, say, working with someone who comes in more than just raw talent, who comes in with some acting craft that they have incorporated into their experience? Do you do it differently? Do you work differently?
No, to tell you the truth, no, because, you know, a good actor is a good actor, and you know, back to your question of casting, that's the old cliche, that's 99%.
Yeah, right.
It really is.
It really is?
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a job as a director to the actors. That's my theory, is that my job to them is as a writer. It's like, write them a good part, do my job there, and then
Write
as
a good part, choose the right person to play it.
Exactly. And then I will have done my job. As a director, it's just like keeping your sense of humor and every once in a while reminding them to keep it simple, you know. But it's just being a fan as a director.
Burt Reynolds.
Yeah. Burt Reynolds. He's great. You know, he's Burt. And
again, not the first choice.
No, not well, you know what? He was the first person that I had thought of when I was writing it. I don't think you can write a movie about, you know, 70s porn and a character named Jack Horner, who's the sort of father figure, without thinking of Burt Reynolds.
Right.
You know?
When you put it together, is there a sense you had something special when did you first know that this had a chance?
It felt so good when we were making it, you know, like we were having so much fun, and it really felt nice. It really did, and but I think that kind of the excitement that we had probably cautioned us in thinking that it's too good a time and we're too excited about this. This is probably like the most expensive home movie ever made for us. You know what I mean? And we'll really like it, you know, when we watch our own videos of it. But certainly something happened. Something started to swell. I think that there was a sort of buzz within kind of Hollywood, you know, people that had read the script that were either really excited about it or really had a big question mark about it, like, will they pull that off?
Exactly right. Will they pull it off? Because they've got a good script.
Right.
But we've seen good scripts go down the tube before.
Right.
You know, we've seen directors not be able to take the material they have and do something with it.
Right.
You know, and you hadn't been tested that much.
Right.
And you put these actors together, and Reynolds was not coming off of a brilliant time.
Right.
And many believed this might do something for his career in a significant way.
Right. And same with Mark, though, too. I mean, I think they were not...
The first big stop for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Roll tape. Here is our second clip from Boogie Nights.
You sure you don't want a frisk?
No, thanks.
Are you sure?
You're out of lines, Jack.
Well, check in the kitchen, darling.
I'm going to bed. Good night, Jackie. Stay up too late.
Good night, Pete.
Good night, Eddie.
Good night.
Glad you came by. You're great.
Thank you.
She's the best. She's a wonderful mother, you know. She's a mother to all those